listen to this. I got this out of Dumbledore's office. Is there like a spell to fix squeaky chairs? Hope you guys are excited because we are going to be going over my thoughts, opinions, and moral dilemmas about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Like I said, this is the third movie, so I'm pretty excited. These are cozy, fun little videos. I enjoy doing them. But as you may or may not know, I like to start all these video reviews off with a little taste test of one of the many Harry Potter themed treats. And so as you can see right in front of me, we are going to finally try the infamous Harry Potter jelly beans. So I'm kind of excited about this. Wait a minute. Hang on. They were right here. The little cute box and everything. Where did it go? I could... Hey, wait a minute. Hedwig, what are you doing out of your cage? Hedwig. Hey, what's in between your claws? Hedwig, those are my beans. Hedwig, I'm sorry, he's been being a pain in the butt lately. Hedwig, you can't eat those. No, those are jelly beans. You're an owl. Those will probably kill you. Hedwig, you're going to put those beans back down right here where you got them, and then your feathery little butt is going to be going right back in the cage for the rest of the review. Do you understand me, mister? As you can see, they come in an amazing box. Look at this. Every Flavour beans, Bertie Botts. It looks like a little circus tent. The packaging has weird little doll faces that look like they would murder me in the middle of the night, so that's fun. And then in the middle, in the little windows, are a whole bunch of colorful beans. Oh man, the scent is kind of not great. Here we go. Let's try the white one right off the bat. No. Is that toothpaste? What is this? I think it's soap. This one is genetically mutated to be 2. So I won't know what this is. Oh. That one's good. That's cherry. Which makes sense that there's 2, like a cherry, you know? This is orange with blood on it. I like how I'm holding up these little jelly beans like that's doing anything for you. Oh, God. Oh, God. What the I have to spit this out. What in God's name is this? I think this is bogies. What's a bogey? Is that a booger? Oh, no. Sorry, that wasn't a booger flavored. Good news. That was vomit flavored. We're going to try the same color again. Same color again. Ah, it's vomit again. It tastes like if you ate pizza and then you woke up at 2 in the morning and threw it up. It tastes like pizza puke. Pukesa. Well, we're not going to risk that one anymore. Here's like a green one. This is a green one. This can't be too bad. Oh, God. It tastes like I ate a Pikmin. Oh, this is grass. The flavors are alarmingly accurate. Not that I'm out there eating grass, but we've all eaten a big clump of the yard at some point in our lives.
Okay, come on now, Hedwig. Back in your cage. Ah, don't bite me. Stop. Hey, be good. Hedwig, be good. Stay. Stay in your cage. Stay.
Okay, let's recompose ourselves here. I've got my notes. Let's start talking about what I thought of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry Potter gets upset at Vernon's sister who is visiting, and she's just a total bitch, basically, and she's trash-talking Harry's mom and dad. So Harry has this, like, weird psycho moment, which is probably justified, where he inflates this woman. It is one of the most uncomfortable, disturbing moments in a movie that I've ever seen. I've watched a man get eaten alive by a shark in a movie, and that was less disturbing to see than this woman inflates. Basically, Harry is starting to lose it, and so he runs away this time. He just gets the hell out of there. And this weird phantom wizard bus, it's like one of those big double-decker British buses. The bus scene was pretty crazy. You know what, actually, this is something I noticed. Does this movie have a different composer The music in this movie, the first two movies have this like orchestral, almost kind of John Williams-like music. This one is a little bit more experimental. Like the bus scene is like, it's like got this jazzy vibe to it. And I noticed throughout the movie there were multiple times where I was like, this has a different sound to it. Oh my God. You guys, the monster book. I love the monster book. It's like a book of monsters or whatever, and it's literally like a little monster puppet. That is, I mean, we're 3 movies in, but I'm going to say that's one of my favorite things that we've seen in any of the movies. Little monster book puppet, and it's like trying to bite him. And they show the books later in the movie too. So yeah, a little book of monsters, and it's literally a monster. The Weasleys are kind of like Harry's family in a way. I like the way Mrs. Weasley and Mr. Weasley, they've sort of like taken Harry under their wing, and they're like always like, oh, do you have your books, Harry? Or do you got a jacket, Harry? So I don't know, for some reason I get like secondhand coziness for the fact that Ron's parents are kind of, you know, parenting Harry as well. One of the things that I have found pretty delightful in all of the movies are, of course, the train rides to Hogwarts. This one was pretty cool because, of course, it gets attacked by Dementors, and like just seeing oh my God, the rain outside the window as they're like on the train. Oh baby, the atmosphere. Oh, it's so good. Oh, and by the way, speaking of atmosphere, the scene where the Dementors, you know, like take over the train stops, and then you see them like the Dementors slowly coming into the train, opening up the cabin. That was like genuinely so well shot and so creepy. Really good scene there. Because like they have nowhere to run. It's this little train cabin. You ain't going nowhere. So I don't know. I thought that was really weird. Dementors, man. I don't know about the Dementors. They're scary. Remus Lupin, Mr. Lupin. I kind of got vibes from him. I don't know if it's just the way that the actor was portraying the role, but I just feel like there's something else going on with Remus Lupin. You know what I mean? He does. And I knew it. Every one of these movies has something that is just overly delightful to me. Many things, actually. The singing frog choir. Oh, no, I gotta be honest. I did know about them because they are at the theme park. And it's like people are like, you know, puppeteering the little frogs with a fake hand. But the little frogs, actually, they're gigantic. The gigantic frogs singing in the choir is, oh my God, it's charming. Everything is not normal in the movies. Like a little frog, no, it's not a little frog, it's a gigantic frog. And so, yeah, why would you have frogs sing in the choir? Why not, I guess? I don't know, but the choir frogs. I like the choir. Are they toads or frogs? Whatever.
Welcome to another year at Hogwarts.
That's not a Dumbledore. This is a Dumbledore. So I looked it up. Turns out this Dumbledore died, and this Dumbledore is the new Dumbledore. There is a difference between the performances. The OG Dumbledore is a little more soft-spoken and a little slower. He still has a bit of a silly side, but he's just more soft-spoken. He's kind of more reserved at times. New Dumbledore, Dumbledore 2.0, is a little bit more... He's a bit louder. The owl candelabra? That thing is amazing. You could be talking complete nonsense from behind that owl statue candelabra thing, and you would sound like the most intelligent person in the world. How can you possibly not be respected when standing behind that golden owl candelabra? I want that now. But yeah, I like Dumbledore's owl. Was that in the other movies? I don't think I saw that before. Is it just me, or is Hagrid getting bigger in the movies? But Hagrid seems like he's had a growth spurt. In the first 2 movies, he was big, but now he's like non-human sized. Is he growing? Is it just me? I don't understand. He seems shockingly tall when he stands up in this movie. I mean, I like it, but I'm a little concerned. Is he eventually not even going to be able to fit into Hogwarts? Are they going to have to like knock out some walls just to get him in? Dumbledore 2.0 is like, we're bringing the Dementors in to guard the castle and look for the prisoner. And it's like, what? Huh? I thought the Dementors were like pure evil and you would never want them anywhere around you. So the idea that Dumbledore was like, this is a good idea. Bring them around the children so we can find the prisoner. It's like, but wouldn't you be more worried they're going to kill a bunch of kids? I always, before watching these movies, I was always under the impression that Dementors equal very, very bad, You don't want them anywhere around you. So the fact that Dumbledore's like, they'll make good security was kind of mind-blowing to me. It was a little weird. I was very happy to see that we got to go inside of the, what the hell is it called? Daisy Dukes? No, not Daisy Dukes. Duke Nukem's? Duke, what is it? What's the candy place called? Honeydukes? I think it's Honeydukes. Let's just call it Honeydukes, even if it's not. I really liked seeing inside of the candy shop. It was really cool. There's like so many things to see. I was trying to like pause it and look at everything. But the new candy they showed this time is you eat it and then it allows you to make these like very realistic animal noises and stuff. That's fun. Little sound effect candy. It's cute. Oh, something I really noticed in this movie that I liked a lot is we get a lot more shots of like around the castle grounds, like in nature, like behind the castle, to the side of the castle. I just really liked throughout the whole movie, it seemed like we were kind of getting more scenes in nature outside around the castle. I really like that. I love that Hagrid is a teacher. I don't know if he still is, because he does get fired. I hope he still is. But Hagrid being their teacher and like showing them like all these different crazy creatures and stuff, what a brilliant idea. I would love for Hagrid to be my teacher. Hagrid or Snape? Who would I rather be my teacher? Maybe both. I get abused by Snape, I get ridiculed, I get treated poorly, and then I get a nice dose of feeling good about myself in Hagrid's class. That's just yin and yang right there, baby. I did notice that when Hagrid is showing the kids the Hippogriff, it just randomly poops on the ground. I'm sure most people notice that, but I like that little casual Hippogriff. Maybe one of the jelly beans is Hippogriff poop. I felt like some of those might have been Hippogriff poop, okay? But yeah, I like the Hippogriff. What a fun little creature. Little, he's quite big, but what a fun creature. I want to ride one. Watching the scene with Harry flying around on the Hippogriff, it got me pretty jealous. Like, I really want to fly in real life. I'm ashamed to admit I cannot fly. But one day, I might figure it out. So the kids all go to a field trip to Honeydukes, or whatever it's called. And Harry doesn't get to go because he doesn't have a parent or guardian sign the like permission slip. And Mrs. McGonagall's like, sorry, those are the rules. Orphan, get good. And I was kind of like, why wouldn't you just let him go? Like, it seemed really messed up. I felt bad for Harry. Like, I thought Mrs. McGonagall was like nice. So wouldn't she just be like, Harry, I get it. Your parents are dead. And also, Harry, how many times does Harry have to save this goddamn school before he's treated with any kind of respect from the teachers? Like, don't they acknowledge that? Like, hey, Harry, we'd all be dead if it wasn't for you in the last movie and the first movie, so don't worry about it. You can just come anyways. You don't need permission. Like, what are you doing? There is a really good scene where, so they suspect that Sirius Black is in Hogwarts Castle, and the teachers are like, you know, you check this floor, you check that floor, like the teachers going around checking and stuff, and the guards and whatever. And one of the little people, who's played by Warwick Davis, they mention in the background, you can hear him say that you check the third floor, and I just started laughing at the concept that, like, he's very tiny, and going up steps is probably difficult for him. So why wouldn't they be like, you check the basement or you check the first floor? I just found it really funny that the little person was given the task of checking, check the third floor. You check the roof, Warwick Davis. That should be easy for you. I'm surprised by how like philosophical some of the things in these movies has been for me. And Dumbledore 2.0 has a quote or something where he's like, he just mentions that like the dream world is like our world alone. And it got me thinking, like, that's true. Like, everybody has access to this world. I live in this world with other people. But when I dream, that's this weird world that exists in my mind only. And I'm literally the only person in that dream world. Dumbledore is blowing my mind. So in the last movie, the Quidditch match was so cool. I was like, oh, this is so much better than the first movie. In this movie, it wasn't like a full, long Quidditch match, you know? But it was really cool because it was during a thunderstorm. Oh my God. Because when I saw that, I was actually giddy. I was like, oh my, they're going to do a thunderstorm Quidditch match? It was very cool, very intense. Again, I'm all about that weather. I'm all about the atmosphere. So I was very excited when I saw that. It wasn't like the whole point of the Quidditch match was that like Harry was being guided upwards into the sky by the Dementors, and he was like freezing and stuff from them. But so we didn't really. It wasn't like a Quidditch game per se like we got in the previous one. But I did like seeing that setting. It's kind of got me thinking like how many movies are going to have the Quidditch in them? There definitely is a format that they keep following in these movies, and eventually I think they're going to have to abandon it a bit. So it's just, I don't know, I'm kind of curious. But the Quidditch during a thunderstorm, my God, chef's kiss. Before we get into the excellent winter scenes, I do have to express my disappointment that there wasn't any Halloween in this movie. They didn't even talk about the fall. It feels like they just totally glanced over the autumn. So this is the second movie in a row where Halloween was not really presented. So I'm a little bummed about that. I'm hoping that Halloween at Hogwarts is a big deal in one of these movies in the future, because I feel like it's so perfect. So, and this movie has to do with werewolves. So how did you miss the opportunity for some werewolf Halloween Hogwarts time? What? But yeah, I really, really loved all the cozy, snuggly, cold, chilly winter vibes. Oh my God. The snow, like when they go to Honeydukes, by the way. I was right, it is Honeydukes. It's written right here. But I really love the atmosphere, like when they're at Honeydukes and they're just in the town and stuff. And there's just so much snow falling. I really like it. Sometimes in movies, you'll have like snow and stuff, and it'll even be falling a bit. But it's never like blizzard conditions. In this movie, it's like blizzard conditions. Whoever was in charge of the snow for this movie, round of applause. You get my salute. There's always something in these movies that makes me think deeper thoughts. And another one in this movie was this idea that you defeat a Dementor by having this like pure, extremely happy thought and memory. And so that made me think like, what would I use to destroy a Dementor? And I know exactly what it would be. I have a lot of happy memories. I have a very happy, good life. But if I was trying to get rid of a Dementor, I would think of the moment when my dog Sadie came into my life. My parents went to get her, and I was waiting at their house. It was like 9 p.m., and I saw them pull up, and they couldn't even get in the front door before I took her from my mom. And she was this little peanut. And so that little memory of meeting my best buddy for the first time, I would destroy Dementors everywhere. They're Dementors that aren't even messing with me, that aren't even by me, would just get blown up for the pure joy that I would be expressing, thinking of that with my wand and thinking about that little cute memory, that perfect memory of Sadie. So yeah, again, I'm always thinking of, like, there's always little things that the movies seem to, like, propose to you, and then you kind of think about, like, yeah, what would, like with the mirror, I was like, what would I see in the Mirror of Arise? Was that the name of it? The Mirror of Arise? Whatever the mirror was called. I was like, what would I see? So now I'm like, what would I think of to kill a Dementor? Hagrid gets fired. I didn't like that. I feel bad for Hagrid in like all these movies now. He always gets screwed over. But Hagrid gets fired because the idiot Malfoy got attacked by the Hippogriff. And they're like, oh. But Hagrid, that scene where Hagrid's just like skipping stones on the water. They're not even stones. I think pretty sure he's skipping giant boulders with his man hands. But I love that scene. Just Hagrid out there skipping the stones. He's wearing this amazing fur coat with this like polka dot tie. It looks like he skinned Mr. Blobby or something to make that tie. To all my British viewers, it's a little reference for you. But yeah, I just love Hagrid's fashion sense in that scene. I felt bad that he's fired, but like, I don't know. He always seems to land on his own 2 feet. Hagrid's like a big, 10-foot tall, 400-pound cat. He always lands on his feet. I did chuckle, though, at something Draco Malfoy said. I think it's obvious, like you can hear it obviously, but maybe not. You can overhear him, like when they're watching, getting ready for the execution of the Hippogriff. You can hear Draco Malfoy talking about how I get to keep the head, and I'm going to donate it to the Gryffindor common room. And I just thought, what a little prick. I really love the giant, I didn't get my Halloween scenes, but there is that great scene where they're holding the Hippogriff, where there's just like tons of massive pumpkins. They're just huge pumpkins and this big patch all around them. Really good visual there. Really love that. Hey, they kill the Hippogriff. I thought there was going to be a scene where they like save the Hippogriff. They kill him. At least that's, what I thought, but like when they did it, I'm like, what the huh? They beheaded the Hippogriff? No, there's got to be a scene or something where he's, But I'm like, okay, they actually killed it? So here is the part of the movie where we learn that, let's see if I can get this right, because I get so confused sometimes watching these movies. Sirius Black, the guy who was like escaped from prison, the whole bad guy of the movie, he's actually not the bad guy. That's the plot twist. Also, Lupin shows up, because they're in the shrinking shack, because that's where Ron was drugged, and then he was by the wolf, and the wolf was actually Sirius Black, and he transforms back to a human, and he's like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, oh, this is scary. I'm still thinking about the Hippogriff, by the way, but I'm like, okay, focus, Josh. Turns out Sirius Black and like Lupin are friends, and Lupin, and they're not the ones who helped kill Harry Potter's parents. They didn't turn him in to Voldemort. It's actually the rat. Ron's pet rat is actually secretly a fat man who looks like a rat, which is maybe more disturbing than the inflatable woman at the beginning of the movie. So this whole time, his pet rat, which has appeared in both movies, is actually a fat, old, weird guy who looks like a human version of a rat. And he's the one who used to be friends with Lupin, Lupus, whatever, and Sirius Black, the criminal, who's not really a criminal. The criminal is the rat, who's actually a man, and that's the person who was a weak little rat who turned over Harry Potter's parents to then be killed by Voldemort. Do I got that correct? We then learn that Professor Lupin is actually a werewolf. And so now we've got this scene where he's a werewolf, and then the prisoner of Azkaban, who is Sirius Black, he also is a werewolf, but a different type of werewolf. He's like a good werewolf, and it's like a disease. It's treated like a disease or something. So now there's werewolf stuff happening, and that's intense and weird, but also amazing. Kind of scary, too. Something about the way the wolf man kind of thing walks. And now we're going to get into a really, as if it wasn't crazy enough at the end here. Now there's time travel. Sweet Jesus, let's see if I can properly explain my thoughts on this. It turns out Hermione has a time machine necklace that I think Mrs. McGonagall gave her, and she's been using that necklace to get to class on time. That's kind of a running gag that we don't understand, but now we do understand it when she reveals this. They use the time machine necklace to go back in time and save the Hippogriff and also make some other things correct. So when we saw the big weird groundskeeper guy slice the Hippogriff's head off, he was just randomly slicing a pumpkin, because the Hippogriff is set free by Harry and Hermione. And there's also a scene earlier before the time travel thing happens where a rock flies through the window in Hagrid's cabin when he's talking to the kids. And I'm like, what was that about? Why was, did Dumbledore just throw a rock through the window? What was it? Huh? But it turns out it's actually Harry and Hermione throwing the rock through the window to get their attention, to get them to come out or stuff. And it's time travel, rat men, craziest ending in any of the movies so far. In the end, everybody saves the day. It was almost a literal roller coaster ride, the end of this movie. I really enjoyed it, but I had to rewatch it to fully grasp what my brain was trying to register. Harry does get a new broom from Sirius Black, who's now friendly. Sirius Black goes away on the Gryffindor? He goes away on the Hippogriff. So many names, so many things to remember. So Sirius Black rides away on the Hippogriff, and he's free, and he does make a promise to Harry that someday Harry can live with him. So that's interesting. He'll get away from those crazy in-laws. How is the fourth movie going to start? I don't know. I'm really interested in that. But he then Sirius Black sends Harry a special delivery, which is a firebolt broom. And it's this crazy, fast-paced broom. It's like the most amazing broom ever. What was the other one? Nimbus. It makes the Nimbus 2000 look like a piece of shit, okay? This is like the Rolls Royce of brooms, baby. So he gets that as a gift, and he gets on it, and he flies away into the sky. We get a freeze frame, and that's the end. That's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This movie might be my favorite. People were telling me this one has a very different tone. I gotta be real, while I felt it a little bit, it felt like maybe about 20% darker, maybe 20% a little more serious. I don't know if I would have noticed it. without people telling me, felt like this might have just been like, yeah, this is another Harry Potter movie. I don't feel like it was like, whoa, this one's crazy, this one's dark. I didn't really get that vibe. I would give this movie a 9.3 out of 10, which I think that's my highest score yet. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an owl to spank.